Hello dear friends of 3D Code Academy, welcome back to our character creation series. This is episode 2, and in part 1 of this episode, we are going to learn retopology. We'll focus on creating clean topology and proper edge flow to prepare our character for animation. So let's get started. In our previous lesson, we have created a stylized character. However, the character does not yet have a clean polygon structure suitable for animation. In today's lesson, we will use another 3D software called the Blender 3D to perform the retopology process. So let's get started and get to work. We open the Blender. Let's clean the 3D workplace and let's go to import our exported mesh. We go to the OBJ file and go to the file where we exported our decimated OBJ. So we go to Retopo and find the decimated mesh here. You see, that's where we landed from ZBrush. Let's get started and doing the work now. I want to use the add-on. It's like a plugin called the Polyquit to create a nice retopology. I want to use the add-on called Polyquit. So let's download it. I will go to the add-ons panel from the Blender Studio. These extension files, these are extensions, separate add-ons. So you can find here and call the Polyquit add-on. Let's find it. You see, we have this Polyquit. So let's download the add-on. I can get the add-on. The way to install, you can drag this and drop to your blend file and allow this online access. You can go to the add-ons. You see, me, I have already having this one for quick add-ons. You can save the preference. Okay, so let's start the work. I'll start it by using an empty mesh. So Shift A, add the mesh. I can use an empty mesh object. So I can grab this. I want to snap that mesh to the top of this one. So I can select the face and I go to the edit mode. You see that if the empty mesh we created it is on the collection there, new empty mesh. This is where we do our retopo. So I can come here and select the retopo Polyquit tool. Okay. Now it's activated and you can see that we have created this empty widths. We can create here. You can see we have the widths here. So in order to see the layer we created, we can allow the retopology there to see. Okay, and we can come here to our tool by press N and we can activate the symmetry mode here. Want to have a symmetry mode. Okay, I can press N to close the tab. Now I can add another point there. So let's start all over again. Let's start there and add a point there. I will follow the edge flow of the eye. So understanding how to create the edge loops is very important for the facial animation. These edge loops help the face deform correctly when animating. We focus on using quad topology and avoid end goals, especially in the area that deform. The most important deforming areas are the eyes, mouth and nose. And these are the area we focus on the face during the face retopology. So we'll start to create the edge loops around the eyes. So I will want to show you how the edge loops are existing in the eye. Let me go to this tool annotation. I want to create this to show you how is it looking. Let's go to the surface. And I can show you we need to create the edge loops around the eyes. Follow the eyes muscles, and this need to create the edge loops around the eye. Okay, this way, and we can add another layer, which we can call eyes, and this we can go for the mouth. I want to show you, so let's change this to maybe to red. Around the mouth we need to create the edge flow around the mouth this way to follow the flow of the mouth this way. Okay, in another area we want to add another edge flow around the nose, so we can change this color. Let's create maybe this one there. Around the nose we need to have the edge flows go down this way. These are sensitive area for the facial animation. The edge flows go down like this. These are areas where are deformed for the facials, so we need to have an essay deformation. So we need to create the edge loops around this area, and you can see for the top area for the facial there is more tissues around there that are deformed. Yeah, so we can change, and I want to show you this part here. We need to create the edge loops here going this way. So this is what we need to create. So other loops may come from the top here. So let's add another, and let's change the color and to this one, and I want to top this. Okay, we need to have the edge loop again from this side there. These are area that are deforms. We need to have a nice edge flow, so this goes around this one there, so you can go around there to the top of that. Okay, you see how our face deforms, so we need to create those edge loops. So enough for the introduction of edge flows. So maybe we gonna come here and delete all those and start doing the work. So I'll go to the pulpit add-on we install from Blender Studio add-ons. Okay, and I'll press N to go to the tools, and we can select this to the symmetry mode. Whatever I do this, we can do for other side. That's the points. So let's start it. So I'll start by creating the edge, the widths here, by following that edge loops we have explained there. There. In order to fill this, I'll press Shift and start to fill the face. You see, when you see that your face are not seen nicely, you can go to this area and try to increase the size of the retopology side. Okay, and always, in order to close the eye, we need to have the same amount of the widths for the amount of the faces. We create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and also the down, this we must have 5 faces. So I'll go back again there and I'll try get 1 face, 2 face, 3 face, 4 face, and 5 face. So I press shift again and fill, that's kept there. You see how we create this. That's the loops for the eyes. We already create this. We need to create the loops around the nose. So I can start there. So I can press shift. I can go back there and size to 1 alongside. I'll create it with the following of the floor of the mesh. So I can start here by press shift and fill this. This is how I like to use this add-on called Quit. It's nice add-on. I like it. Simplify the way. Okay. That's good. Okay, let's create the edge loops for the mouth. So I'll zoom out and I'll start there. Okay, I press shift and then try to fill this. Just remember, as we did there, in order to close, we need to have the same amount of the faces. So here we have 1, 2, 3. So I need to have 1, 2, 3 again for the down. We can change it with it. Can use the polygon there. This one, so that we can hold and drag there. You see. Try to follow the shape of the mouth. So this we have 1. I can even, by holding near the edge, you can see that's the arrow, so that you can use that polygon instead of that vertex. You can use also this one. So try to align nicely your loops. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's nice. So you can arrange, follow the articulation of the mouth. Okay, let's see. Maybe I want to have the loops follow the ear, so I can select this one there. Then add there. I want to have this. So let me decrease the size. A little bit decrease the size of my radius. Or I can use this one polygon and try to match this one. So I can need to have any of this. Okay, I need to follow this one around there. So let's join those edge loops there. Maybe we can get the edge loops around the nose also. But let's try to fill this first. Okay. Here maybe we can, let's add another loop there. So we can, can hold it with the control there. We can add another loop there and try to fill those shapes there. So I'll try this and recreate this. So we need to have another edge loop for this. So we need to create another loop there. So we need to go there. Okay, now the time we fill those gaps there. So maybe here we need to create the loops, follow the top of the head there. Okay, now I can fill those, get there. Okay, let's fill those gaps there. Extruding this, or by press shift, Okay. So let's try how to fit this one there. So I'll come here, try to fit nicely. So I can extrude this to this point there. Can split those. We are going to follow the edge flow. Okay. Sorry. Here we need to add another loop there. So when you can go and fill like that. So let's fill those. Let's add another loop here. Can fill those gaps there. So we have this loop there. So let's try to fill those gaps there. Okay. And see how to close that stuff there. So let's try to pull this one there. Okay. So now let's add the loop there. Let's close this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's keep doing this. Let me close this by press shift. So let me drag this and favor skip there. So we can see this, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe there we need to close this gap there so that we can close nicely. I might select this one and fill this gap there. Okay. This gap, follow this gap there. Okay. When I add one loop there, I need to add another loop there so that we can have an even. So this one there. How we gonna close this? Sorry, let's undo this. Okay. We have this. Let's add another loop there. Sorry. And I can drag this to fill this. And I can drag to this to fill this. So after doing that, sorry, I can come and remove this folder. Sorry, I can come right there and fix this over. Sorry, let's remove this one. Let's go like this there. Let's come to the knob area. So let's extrude this form to somewhere around there and drag. This. Like that along there. And come around there. And this one, I need to join this one and this one there to follow this. So this one there will go like this. So I'll extrude this for there, like there, and typo. So I'll come and add this one there, and I'll come there. Let's make sure that's connected. Let's go there, and I can add in this look there. Something like that, and I can extrude somewhere there, somewhere there. Okay, let's try to close this gap area. So I'll come and extrude this one. Sorry, let's add there. But remember, when you add the loops, you need to add to another area for the closing that loop. So this one will be like this one there, and I can press shift fill this gap, and let's fan this way again, and then let's fill the gap there. So let's trick this one there. Okay, after doing that, I come here and I want to use this trick called the use of the bridge. We're just going to call this gap there. So here, what I'll do, I'll try to extrude this one there, and then I will come this, and let me, I need to go to and this one there. And then this to align there to this point. Maybe this to align this. Maybe this to follow this. Maybe this to follow this. Okay, nice. Okay, let's do this. Okay. We need to fill this Okay, we'll try to so I press shift for filling. So I can extrude this from there. Can extrude. Try to close us. So let's see this. I will close this. Okay. So I need to close. So in order to close this. Okay, we finished to fill those. So we can go for the neck area. This, and we're gonna finish with the ear topology. So we want. So we do this very fast. Control Z and do that. Want to do like this. Want this to go like that. On there. Want to reduce the polygon by doing that. Want to do something of that kind. Okay, I can add the edge loop there. With this. Like that. Come to drag there. So in order to do this, I want to go back that. Control Z and do that. So I will, I'll drag and follow this. Control Z. Okay. I'll do like that. So let me add it. I need to close this gap there. Let's extrude this one there. And showing this. Okay. I want to put something up there. And I want to extend this boundary, and then I will continue doing that. Basically of me doing that. So undo. Let's extrude this from there, and let's extrude that way. So let's give it a space. Okay. So now I'll keep. Now press R there. I need to close that gap. So I'll come there. Maybe it is too much. So now I can do like that. Let's do this. Try to align nicely. Here I can split back. Reduce the camera. Add like that 12. Can. And there. Sorry. I can go there and fill that gaps there. Sorry. Maybe I put one there. And there are so that this ends. Okay, after finishing filling that gap, so let's go and try to do an ear retopology. So what I'm gonna do is I will come there and select this. I want to have this loop for the closing. Okay, and press Shift H to remain on with this. I can come back there, back here, and I can select. Make sure that's the symmetry zone. And I can come here and make sure that the symmetry zone. I can pull those I need to follow this. We need to have this, and I can drag this to this, and this one to this. So after doing this, I need to have this line over here. Make sure that you connect it and mesh. do that. And I'll do that. So for this here, this side we need to create this from here, following the skip there, and I'll follow back there, and I'll make sure this go there, somewhere like that. It needed to be connected there. So I need this one there. So I don't need this to be interfered with this line there. So I'll select this and press this one laser. What's left with this? Oh, this. I don't need to interfere with my workflow, so I will hide it again. So I need to fit the top face on the E. So I'll go back there and I'll select this one there. Try to fill the top view of this here. As you see. Okay. So the E is the most difficult area. The sensitive one. But I don't draw much because it's not deformed. So, but for the nice retopology, that's how we do the work. Okay. Sorry. Alex, sorry, come on, man. Alex, do this one and try to read that gap there. So see there. So I can come here and I will extrude this following this. Okay. Somewhere there. Okay. I will go inside of the lash, something like that, to get depth of our E. Okay. I will continue with the extrusion to go the in to the ear. Press N. So closing out. Come on. I need to make sure that it's not to the right side. Now I'll extrude this one. Let me see where it's cutting. No, I don't want to cut to the iPad. Can ever split there so that I can add something. And click to that. I have not care much about this because it will not deform there. So this is what we created for the ear. I can press Alt H to unreveal all what we hide. Alt H. I can delete this from there. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, maybe that's good. Okay, after doing that, see that we finished to create the top of the face. Next, what we're gonna do, I'll come back to the object mode and try to hide the shape over there of the decimated object there. You see that's with the way open space there. Means that we never close the gap. So I can come back and I will select this Retopology mesh, come to the edit mode, see this. So that means that we need to pull that there. So that's good. Okay. Let's end there. And I want to make sure that the normals of the vertices all align nicely. So I got the edit mode again, go to this vertices and off, switch off this top flow, top quit. I'll select all these weights and I press Shift N to recalculate the normals. We'll go outside. You may notice that the edge flow is still not very clean. There is a simple way and effective trick you can use in a Blender to fix this. You need to switch this to a sculpt mode and you may go to the overlay there and change this to wireframe so you can clearly see your topology while sculpting. And then you need to change your brush to the relax brush. So I'll go here and find the relax brush. Relax. This is relax slide brush, and with the hold of shift, and try to brush the area where you think that the topology is not good as such. So you are gently smoothing this edge flow, gently. Okay. Okay, you see that's what there is no connection there for our edge. We need to fix that. Okay. Need to clean up this. You see how our mesh is transformed. So you need to fix that. You can see this even for this side. There are a couple of issues we need to fix that. Continue brush this till you're satisfied. So with this brush you can find that the errors you have for that topology and try to fix that. So let's just put this width. Okay, you see. Now it seems that we have a nice okay, and that's enough. Okay, so we can go there and try to fix the broken edge. So come back to the edit mode again and try to look at the problem we have here. So I need to change this to pole which we are done, and I'll select this width, and with the hold shift I'll drag it through there and fix that the broken edge for edge loop. So even for this back side I'll do the same like I did there. So you can dot it. You can see even this side over there. Here I might come there and close that gap. I think that's enough for this. Let's go back again to the sculpt mode and try to see through. Seems like there is still a little bit here I need to fix. I'll drag through there and I can select this pole quit and try to merge this. Okay, so we can back to the sculpt mode with the hold shift and you try to smoothing down this. You need to have a smooth edge flow. Oh, that's good. So now you can see that we have a nice edge flow. Let's come back to the object mode there. Press 1 to see through. You can see now that we have a clean and nice topology ready for the animation. You might add a subdivision to see. So I can come here and look for subdivision, and I can remove the wireframe. You see, that's very clean. You can see our mesh. It's very nice and clean. So this it will be our end of our retopology series. And don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, leave a like and comment. And next tutorial, I will teach you how to do UVs unwrapping and ready for the texturing. Till next time, it's 3D Code Academy. Ciao.